This is the MMO Show, episode 29, recorded on Friday, February 26th, 2016.
All right, party people.
We're playing as life allows and podcasting about it. It's the MMO Show.
That's not good.
No.
We ready?
All right. Ready?
No, good. Except it's all poppy in my ears. It's all crackly and poppy.
What? Something's wrong with your computer.
No, the reason why I got rid of this headset is because everything came through from everything else crackly and poppy. And now I have to get rid of that microphone because you guys hear everything crackly and poppy. So I think it's my sound card.
USB port.
I think it's my
Do
sound
you
card.
actually have a sound card, or is it just going through your motherboard?
I have a sound card. But
Maybe
it's a
it is the
really
sound
old,
card.
I mean, I'm on the verge of needing to be replaced, so...
Yeah, I've actually been, because of the occasional issues that you've heard with mine, I've been tempted to...
Yeah, but you sound great tonight, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been tempted to put in a sound card. I used to have a sound card back when we were doing like Codcast and multiplaying, but when I built this computer, I didn't install it because it was an old PCI, and I don't have any PCI slots available. So
Now, I
have
know
an old
you don't want to
POS.
hear any, like, product... Oh, sorry.
what's that, Shannon?
That was a bad joke. I said, I have an old POS.
Ah.
Well, I was just going to say, I know you don't want to, hear about other things that you could buy from me since I'm already giving you crappy advice on mics.
You did not give me crappy advice. That mic's a good mic.
But you could, and I think it's probably USB ports, which makes this another bad suggestion. But there's some cheap, like creative USB sound cards that you can just plug into. And sometimes they actually work pretty well. And they're cheap. They're like $15, $20.
I might try that. Might as well, right?
But keep the box.
Yeah.
Well,
I would send the mic back anyway, with or without the box. Like,
really?
Say your shit doesn't work.
But it did. We've already used it for a show and it worked really well. So it wasn't the mic. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I had another problem too the other day. I was trying to use Discord with another gaming group, and they have a forced push-to-talk system, which I had not set up because we never use a forced push-to-talk system because I use mic mute, which I, can set up with my keyboard to just mute when I need to. Or with a headset, I have a mute on my side. So I prefer voice activated and then mute when I wish to.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand with bigger gaming communities, I do understand that other people are not as conscientious about background noise and things like that. And so it can be and so that's a necessary thing. But when I got there, like, I couldn't get anything to work. Nothing at all. And then I switched all these settings, and then we finally decided to use our Discord service, and I went into there, but I had already switched a bunch of settings, and then it wasn't working there. Finally, I just used my iPhone and called the Discord, used the Discord app. And I was like, hi. He's like, oh, how's it working? I go, because I'm using my phone. But and we were able to talk that way. But that's why tonight, like just before this, I switched everything around and put it back the way it was because I did a podcast then between that and this, and it sounded terrible. And I think it was because I reset everything. And now I just feel like I've done a lot of resetting from our last recording here and tonight, and now I'm not really sure because I changed so many things. I'm not sure which thing is the culprit.
I think you just switch out Jason's PC with yours. Don't tell him.
He's got a brand new computer. There's no way I'm getting that computer.
And just be like, I don't know what happened to your machine. What's wrong?
His
you got
computer
popping and crackling on your mic?
Died.
Weird.
Yeah.
Was this other gaming group all comprised of Jedi?
No.
They use the force.
Because they were using force push to talk.
Maybe. Oh, I get it. I get that. That's good.
I was waiting so fucking long to get that joke in.
That was good. I'll give you that one, sir. Good job. Good show.
It's like I'm not. I mean, if
you
you guys kept on going on with the show, and like half hour later, I'm still.
I'm getting the joke in.
Yeah. Remember that time when you said that thing about force push?
If we had a soundboard, you would get applause right now, sir.
Jason up.
We can do that.
Clap. All right, welcome everyone to the MMO Show. Tonight, we're missing a member of the MMO Show due to sickness. Jason's not with us.
No.
Oh, that's sound barred. Oh, there you go. Wait,
They're all-
that's no.
No,
There's
no,
supposed
that
to
was
be
the clapping you wanted. That wasn't
Oh.
because Jason's not here.
Oh,
It's a little late.
I love this show.
but with us, as you've already heard, we have Shannon.
Hi.
Hello. What are you drinking tonight?
I have Pinot Grigio. It is called Sequin, and it's very, very cute bottle. There we go. There we go.
Does it have sequins on it?
It has little like circly things on it. It's very cute, and it was $9 at my local liquor store. Screw top, by the way.
Nice.
There's
Screw
nothing wrong with the
tops.
screw top.
Sequin, delicately bubbled. It's called 2013 from the California vineyards. So there we go.
Delicately bubbled. They have some guy sitting there with a straw and he blows into everyone.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's
Wait,
gross.
I gotta pick this out of my
Really
teeth
gross.
first before I start the blowing process.
We also have Brent.
Howdy, folks.
There's him. What are you drinking?
It's actually sad. I'm drinking a Diet Pepsi tonight.
That's fine.
So one of those nights.
One of those nights that
Fell
require
off the wagon. Yeah.
That's okay. I had tea last weekend. It took me a freaking week to edit the podcast.
And there's me, Steve, and I have, again,
What you drinking?
Coney Island hard root beer.
Num num. You know what? We still have that same box from football
No shit.
in our fridge. Yes. We moved it. It was in the basement from fantasy football draft. We moved it upstairs because Matt was having a sleepover in the basement. We didn't think it'd be smart to have root beer.
Look, root beer.
Yeah, we didn't think it'd be real smart to have it sitting down there. And it's still just this whole big 12 pack sitting in there.
I'll have to make a trip and devour
And
it.
drink it. Well, you're coming up in a couple of months anyway. You can come up before
hope.
that if you want.
I doubt I can.
I
But
know,
I
I
hope
know.
to make it.
I know.
That's the plan.
All right.
For some Comic-Con.
Da, da, da. We all love to attend the Motor City Comic Con, by the way, for if you were wondering which Comic Con he was referencing.
So maybe you can see us there if you're in the Detroit area.
Oh, well, actually, this year I plan on taking some video with my iPhone, and it's going to be very, very casual, obviously, but it's just going to be fun. We're going to piece it together and do like something on YouTube so you can kind of see the shenanigans that happen, because there's always a story that comes out of that thing.
Yeah, good
Sweet.
times.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
Yep. You should come, Brent.
Yeah.
We
still haven't heard back from the powers
the
that
event?
be. Yeah. But I'm going either way.
Anyways.
It's not that bad of a drive. Like,
Ooh.
so I don't know.
It's not that bad of a drive, but then it's a drive,
hours
and then
or
there's
so.
a hotel, and then, so it all adds up. I understand. But anyway.
Well, let's get
DCLs.
into what MMOs we've been playing. Exactly.
Get down, get down. No, not that song. Not that
Get
song.
down, get down.
Shannon, are you getting down with any MMOs this week?
If I gotta talk, do you want me to talk about my week or MMOs? Like, we have to make a choice here.
That's a good kind of
Is it a fair point?
trick because I have not been playing any MMOs this week.
The hard part for us, and I suspect it's common with most MMOers, when you are looking forward to the launch of an MMO, nothing satisfies that itch because you're like a child. No, I want that one. And it's not fair. Like, it's wrong and it's childish. It's immature. You have a bajillion MMOs at your disposal that you've purchased in the past, most of which you have also had the same fit with before they were launched. Said, no, that's the only one I want to play. But
I have been on the ground kicking and screaming a lot.
it is on your computer, and yet it is not the one. Like, no, I don't want that one. I want that one because I can't have it. And so we are in between, for those of you listening to this at a later date, we are in between the closed beta test and the launch of Black Desert, or Black Desert Online. I'm not sure really which is the official title here, but
We could talk about if we've had any like updates to our thoughts going into Black Desert from the beta.
All right, I have some things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we didn't. I mean, last time we talked, it was actually
Just-
before the beta.
It was
wasn't
all
It had just
excitement.
started.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that sounds like.
How about you, Brent?
Well, I mean, since the last show, I mean, that's the only MMO I've played is the beta
Right.
for that.
Really? You haven't dabbled into anything else since then?
I've been not MMO, some Smite.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
What did you think
I
of-
might have logged into WoW at some point to but that doesn't even count anymore.
No. What did you think of Black Desert from the beta?
Once I get some video issues fixed, there's a lot of things I like about it, and so I can't wait to sink into those things. There's some UI things and stuff that just comes from trying to port a game from one language, I guess, into another that just doesn't work well. Like the voice acting just is kind of crap.
Oh, it's awful.
Um,
The funny thing is, just to interrupt you for 1 second on that point, I've been watching a lot of videos that are doing tips and stuff on Black Desert, and it's funny, like I've seen more than one person say like, oh, I can't wait to see, because they're playing the Korean or the Russian version of the game, and they're like, I can't wait to see what this game's all about. They've kind of had to piece it together because they didn't really know what was being said, and they were like very excited about it. And the funny thing is, now that we see the westernized version, it's like, this is really bad voice acting. And the storyline so far, at least in the intro area, is not very compelling.
No.
But I would
Yeah,
argue that
yeah.
neither of those things are what are drawing me to the game anyway. So I'm
Right,
fine with it. And Steve and I were actually talking early on last week, that little black spirit thing that
Yeah.
kind of is your tutorial, like dude, your guide, that kind of develops into a story. He has a weird language of his own, so you don't know what he's saying, and you don't know how he's inflecting or saying it, and it's all text. And I was telling Steve, I was like, that's actually better, because you don't know if
I
it's
wish
bad.
everything was just subtitled.
You don't know if it's bad
Right.
acting, because it's a weird language you don't understand. So that is automatically fine. But anyway,
Right.
go
Maybe
ahead.
they should have given
with what you're
every one of the races a different language.
Yeah.
That would be kind of interesting, and it's like Elvish or whatever, and they can make up their own stuff, and you wouldn't know.
My
Right.
friend actually
Just subtitle it.
my one friend actually argued Jar Jar in Star Wars, like that he wouldn't have been annoying if you had just given him an alien language and subtitled him.
Totally.
He would have been much more
His
tolerable.
tone would have
See
been
that.
completely different.
Yeah.
So yeah, same situation.
But anyway,
Yeah. I can see that. But I did end up playing. I filled up all my character slots. I got 4 characters to around 15.
Mhm.
So I tried the Berserker, the Ranger, the Wizard, and the Tamer. And
Okay.
I think I'm going to be going with the Wizard. After all
Yeah!
that's my favorite.
you and me, buddy, were blasting the
Did
crap
you
out of
reserve
stuff.
the name Mr.?
Mr. Wizard.
So I could be Mr. Brent Copeland, or
No, Mr. Wizard.
oh no, damn.
That's so
didn't.
smart.
No, I don't even know what name I registered. Like that was all kind of a weird thing to me too.
Can we
like-
talk about the family register name really quickly?
Yeah,
Great
definitely.
point here. Yeah. So what did you register originally, Brent?
Well, that's what I was saying. I registered Brent Copeland as my family name.
And why? No. Don't laugh at him. Like, why did you think that? Like, what was your understanding of what a family name would be?
Well,
And
that'd be
why
kind of
did-
like your last name, but I don't want all my characters having the same last name.
Hmm?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it would be okay. Like, I don't know. Like, if I was role playing and like this subset of characters were all family, and then, but they're different races, so it's like
Yeah.
it doesn't even make sense, really. At least not in this game to me. I don't want.
The
I
way
don't know, maybe I'm a giantist, I guess.
No,
You
no,
put
the way I-
giant, the elf together. I don't know.
the way I understand it is, it's not actually like a family name in terms of like that it's your last name. It's not it's not a last name in terms of in that mindset. It's a family name in that pretty much it's an account name. I mean, honestly, people can search it and find
Yeah.
it. It floats over your head above your character name. So I had originally reserved Makia, Makia, and Jason always, my husband, he always uses Makia, Machia, and it is a evolution, if you will, of our original Dark Age of Camelot characters' last names, Machiavelli. And so we always modify that when we can't have the same last name for that reason. But then it's like, but then everyone knows you as Machia, and nobody knows us as Machia or Machiavelli. It's always been a last name that no one pays attention to. Right. So it's not really a good call sign, and in this game, it's like what everyone searches you by. So now my family name, I've gone in again and changed it. Now it's Zelibeli, because that's what people are going to search me by, no matter what I pick.
Right. That's what you want to be able to tell people. Hey, this
just
is
do Zelibeli. Yeah, if you search Zelibeli, find me. That'll be it, and that'll be fine. And
I had the same situation because going in, I assumed that the family name was going to show up as like a surname.
Right.
So
that's what I thought. Yeah.
I went originally in and I picked Mackenzie as my family name, and then Slurms as my first free character reservation name. And then I saw the thing pop up like the next day saying, no, it's kind of the other way around. They show that your guild name shows like from top to bottom, guild name, and then family name, and then your character's name. So I was like, well, shit. And it'll be whatever our guild name ends up being, and then Mackenzie, and then Slurms. It would look really weird. So I went and I swapped them around. So
yeah,
it's still kind of weird because it puts me in the situation that it's going to be the guild name, then Slurms on everything, which is fine. But then what character name I have underneath that could potentially like look weird.
I understand too. Like my name's gonna look weird. I'm gonna have Zelibeli and then Zelly, and I don't care. It's
right.
For me, it's a matter of how can people find me, my friends. Like if you want to talk to me, I want it to be as easy as possible. So, that's all I worry about.
Yeah. It's something we got to get used to with this weird game.
Yeah. What do you think,
but
Brent?
I'm still excited about it.
What did you decide, Brent? Then did you stick with Brent Copeland, or did you go in? You know what? I will give this game credit. They let you go into the closed beta test and see the problem, or see how it's set up, and you still have the opportunity to go in and change it after that. So, at least the name reservation was editable. It wasn't just locked in. So, Brent, I'm sorry, I cut you off. What did you end up doing?
No. I ended up keeping that. I don't know what the character name I got was. My characters' names in the beta were just all stupid, like Wizzy Wizard and Ranger and Tammy Tamer, and because I was just like even the characters, like after the first one, I was like, okay, I just want to play this and figure it out. So I tried not to like spend more than like 5 minutes like doing anything with like the face and then like the name. I was just like, no, I just want in, instead of like spending 20 minutes going, okay, I'm an elf and I live here, and try to come up with something, that I thought would be a cool name. And now I feel like the whole family name kind of ruins that anyway. So now I just want to be like the Wizard, like it's my name. So it's like Brent Copeland, the Wizard, or Brent Copeland's Wizard.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like I said, it's not that big of an issue. And I had fun playing. So
what drew you to go with the Wizard for launch?
Because it's awesome.
It's awesome. And then getting teleport was fun.
I never even got teleport.
I think it was I'd like the range combat more, and I'd liked it, and I was thinking maybe I'd like the Ranger as much, but I feel like the Wizard just had more oomph.
Pizzazz.
And like there's the fireball, man. Like Into the Darkness, it was all good. So yeah, and then I thought he'd look cool. And that's kind of the other thing, is like, I'm a guy. It's a little more natural playing the guy than the hot Ranger.
Mine, I want to say it's totally motivated by the fact that I can pick a male or female, and so I want to support the only class that allows that option by having Wizard or Witch. But the Witch is pretty awesome. And I've only played the Witch, and I know me, if I start sampling other things, I just never focus. I'm just all over the map. So, in games, where you can't like diversify, you have those certain MMOs where you play a character, but then you can learn every Final Fantasy 14. It doesn't matter. You can just learn everything. That's fine, but in most MMOs you can't do that. And so like in this MMO, no, I need to focus. And so I'm not even going to try the other ones. The witch sounded good to me, and I played her, and she's fantastic. So I really want to focus on that too as well. But it's not politically motivated like it should be.
Like it should be.
Did you get how about you, Slurms? Did you get a chance to
Yeah,
play?
what are you doing?
What am I doing? This was what's weird. I went in kind of the assumption that I was going to go with either the warrior or the berserker, because I've never really been one to play a female character. I played everything except for the wizard/witch. That's the only thing I did not play. And I ended up choosing to go day one with the class that was probably the last on my list, which is the tamer.
Oh wow.
I really, really liked the way that class plays.
That is my second choice, and I think I might really like that one. I really enjoy the description of that, and I'm not really one for pet classes, but that one sounds...
That's a weird
It's like a
pet
melee
class,
pet class.
It is. It's a melee pet class,
That
and not
sounds
only that,
really cool. Yeah.
like it's very high movement, a lot of evasion, a lot of like
A lot in this game is, though, to be fair.
Yeah, but a lot of the attacks actually will have you jump in and out of direct melee combat range.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like the pet is neat because it will fight alongside you. You can also ride it. And
Oh, that's cool.
Really?
yeah, while you're riding it, you can like make it attack, and some of your abilities transfer over to it. Does kind of similar moves, but then other stuff doesn't, and other stuff you'll be attacking along like the exact same time while you're riding it. So it's a really, really interesting class. So I didn't even get to the pet. I got to like level 15 or something like that with it. And I kind of was like, I felt myself playing it too much, and I pulled back, played a few other things just to make sure that that's what I wanted to go with. And I wanted to, I think like by Sunday afternoon, after playing everything to at least 10, I think, I had kind of said, okay, I don't want to play any more of the game. I want to experience it kind of fresh. But I went around the block with everything, and yeah, Tamer was it, which is still it totally seems like not my class, but I really, really like the way it played. So yeah,
that was cool class, and I'm glad that the leveling is super fast. I mean, it really seems like until you get to the soft cap, which is, I think it's 50.
Yeah.
That's
When you
supposed to be
hit
really
PvP.
fast. Because that was one thing I noticed as I tried the other ones out. I was like, wow, that you pretty much go through the same thing. And I don't know if that splits off at some point.
I'm sure it
Yeah, I'm not
does.
sure.
I'm sure there's a big slowdown, but I don't know. I mean, God, you blink and you're 15, and I couldn't help but think like, okay, slow down. Like,
yeah.
ah.
I was purely playing each class. I was kind of buzzing through some of the beginning story stuff, kind of because you have to. But I was playing each one with just the thought of I want to get a feeling of what this thing does.
Yeah.
And there's so much about the game I have no damn clue about, like the whole node system.
I can't
don't
figure
know.
out. Okay, and it's probably a good time to go into maybe my complaints about the game.
Sure.
Is that all right? Some things that I think might turn me off, and I will preface this by saying that I had the same discomfort with Guild Wars 2. And if anyone is a longtime listener to the show, they'll know that I love Guild Wars 2. So it's just growing pains, perhaps. Maybe. I'm hoping. Because I do like the complexity of the systems. So I just need to learn what they are, what the system is. But I really had a hard time with, I caught these fishing when I was, off sleeping and whatever, when I was not feeling well. And I just would log in and have my character autofish. And then I got these fish, and they were worth like lots of money. I lucked out and got like some really cool fish that were like valuable. But then I couldn't sell them, and I couldn't figure out like how to sell them, and like I understood that I needed to connect certain trading paths to do that, but then I couldn't figure out how to do that. And I went back and I watched YouTubes on how to do that, and I thought I was doing it, but I wasn't doing it. I really was really frustrated with that part of it. Like I just want to sell these stupid fish.
Yeah.
And I could
I kind of had that same.
I could sell them for like 30% of their worth, but it's like, no, I'm trying to make a guild here, so I need all the value of it. But what do I need to do?
And I kind of had those same issues. Like I found someone to sell it to, and then but like this week, like you've been doing, I've been going and looking at videos, and I expressly went to go see one that was all about the fishing, and there was a Reddit post that I read, and it made a lot more sense. Where basically when you're fishing, that fish has 30% of its max until you have basically activated the node, and that's by talking to a person in that area that it does that node or whatever. That I still don't exactly get who you talk to, but then you sell it to the same person. It's like a trade master or whatever, and they'll give you that full amount. But after 2 hours, every fish starts to degrade a little bit up to where it's worth nothing.
Yeah.
I had a whole pack of rotten
24
fish.
hours.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, so and then it just
Did you
gets
get a
even
lot of
more
dirty looks from
complicated.
people?
No more than
Steak and
usual.
fish. Well, and it gets more complicated in the fact that the more people that are fishing in one area, the worse the fishing is in that area, which is
Yeah.
really cool.
That's
I like that.
fantastic. You can't just go to any puddle and fish up everything. Yeah.
So there's definitely some interesting stuff.
Awesome. Any gripes from you, Slurms, or
So I'm trying to think. I'm sure as time goes on with the game, I'll have more gripes, but I think I'm in kind of like what we alluded to at the start of this conversation, in that in between phase. I haven't been playing much of anything because I'm just excited to get into a new MMO. With every MMO, that's why I always get excited about new MMOs, is because with every MMO, my absolute favorite time is like the first month, because I'm learning everything about it.
there's a lot. This game definitely hits like a lot of different goals. Like they have so many things that they just hit their focus, that it's not like the typical MMO focus. Like you're not hitting quest hub and quest hub and quest hub or anything
Right.
like that.
And supposedly there's no fast travel,
No, there's no fast travel.
and that's awesome.
Well, except for horses.
Well, horses
Faster
are your
horses.
fastest
There's no
travel.
like teleportation.
Yeah.
There's
And
boats.
also we did get a correction from our last show that I just put up, and I didn't have time to put it in the show notes because we just got it in today. Before the show, I saw it. Someone pointed out that I didn't know. When you start the game, you default to a certain kind of quest, and you have to turn on the other kind of quests. And
Really?
yeah, so I gotta look at. Okay, and I know this is kind of half-assed information here.
Is it
'Cause-
on that quest screen, the little icons on the top?
You know, this is something that like I just kind of glanced at just before we started recording. So something I have to look into, but I kind of wanted to say it so that if other people can kind of like look into it too for
So we're
themselves.
gonna get an additional correction saying no,
Next
you
week.
idiot,
Well,
it's this.
but at least like I'm not gonna wait another week before I tell people like to do that, because the game
Sure,
launches
yeah.
for people who spent $100 on it. The game launches on Sunday, so
I think people who spend $100 on it probably know.
they might know.
They probably don't.
Okay,
fucking do.
for us-
They got their own show probably.
And all of the head starts will hit before our next recording, and so
Sure,
I kind of want to point out, like, go look at the YouTube that I haven't had time to look up yet, that explains to you to turn on the other types of quests, that where you get other types of knowledge that you definitely need to know. This game has so many levels, and people complain like, well, there's no dungeons, there's no raids, there's no quests. That's because there's like 49 other things to do.
Yeah.
This game is not focused on the typical World of Warcraft type of things, and we should be celebrating that, because we've been complaining as a group, as a community of companies just putting out WoW clones, and it's not working
but
because
those aren't the same people complaining.
Well,
people that
no,
are complaining that they want WoW clones, and then there's other people complaining.
You're
that they
right.
don't
You're
want
right.
WoW
You're
clones.
right. There's definitely factions of the community, and so and it's a squeaky wheel. We just hear the loudest ones, but take into consideration that there's a large group that's been complaining like, I don't need a WoW clone because I can just play WoW.
Mm-hmm.
I need something else. This is your something else. This game is not doing, like, from what I see, anything like World of Warcraft. And I think there's room as an MMO lover, like, I could play World of Warcraft and this game and get totally different things out of it and love both of them for their very different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can even play one and still fish in this one.
You can fish in both of them, but in very different ways. Yeah.
Just
Dual
remember to sell
screen
your fish
fishing.
every 24 hours.
In the one, yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of interesting because we're kind of getting this backwards than most of like the MMOs. Like most of them, start here and then, well, I won't say most, but the ones we're used to playing, right? Start here and then go off into the world a couple years later. Where we're getting it backwards, it started somewhere else, so we can actually see what's kind of coming down the pike. Is it pipe or pike?
I think
Or is
it's
it both?
pike.
Is it either?
I
It
think
depends on if you want to talk about like violence or not.
Sewage or okay.
I would
Well,
always say-
anyway, we're gonna see what's
yeah.
happening. What's coming our way?
I don't know, look at that slogan now.
But they did see they had a they answered some questions somewhere the other day that I was looking at, and they did say they are going to kind of try to tailor it towards the specific communities.
Wait, what are you holding?
Me?
Yeah, what is that?
Does it look dirty? It's a Nexus player remote.
Okay, all right.
Just,
I didn't say it looked dirty. I just asked what you were holding.
put that down.
Where?
Oh, hey. Let's I'll keep my hands up here.
No, I didn't say it looked wrong or anything. I just
So we're getting ninjas.
are we?
Are we?
When?
I mean, it'll come at some point
Eventually,
because it's
yeah.
in the green version.
It's like a story unlock, I think, and so it's in the I don't know, development that we don't have yet.
Sure.
Which
Now,
I
Shannon,
think is
did you
smart.
say that you saw somewhere that these would eventually be developed in tandem or in unison, I should say? Or
What do you mean?
does anybody know if we're always going to be
mean
behind
gender?
whatever they?
Oh, I see. From what I understand, it's going to take us some time to catch up to where they are now, and if they're in development, I haven't actually heard anything about that. About like if they make a development between, when
I'm just
we
wondering
catch
if
up
the
and when they.
Eastern and Western versions are going to
I don't know if we'll ever
be
catch up.
different.
Yeah, because I wonder if they have
know.
like a separate team, like one that's making new content, and then one that's like translating and
Localizing.
moving the
Yeah.
localizing. Good.
I think they could. The one thing where they have the advantage of, because we're, coming later in the game here, they have to westernize it, of course, but that doesn't take as much time as developing an entire expansion or, whatever it is they want to call it.
True.
Package. So once they westernize it and they have it ready to go, they can kind of time it out to where it's like, okay, we're starting to lose the player base. Now is the best time to re-engage them. And they can kind of do that and figure that point out rather than like, well, we need another month to develop this content because it's not ready. Like, it's ready. It's done. It's out. It's another system. So
Right.
I kind of think for a while we'll be kind of having an advantage because they'll be able to time it out to having good content ready for us once we start losing interest, once people are caught up and finished with things. But I can't imagine being finished with things because it's not really that type of game. It's not a game where you finish because it's constant development of.
It's just a game where you burn out.
Yeah, well, no, it's not. it's people call it sandboxy, where you're not done with quests because it's all what you want. It's all the goals you've set for your own character.
Mm.
Well, and there's
So.
no like technically level cap, or it just takes so long to get from 50 to 60 that no one knows yet.
I've heard there's
I don't
no technical level cap. It just starts grinding to a halt.
So that's weird itself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't
Um,
notice
know that.
there
But I
into, like
you know,
high level PvP stuff.
take that with a
Yeah.
grain of salt. I'm not sure that's just what I heard.
Corrections can be sent to email
Dot.
I couldn't remember if there was a dot.
There is a dot.
Email .themmoshow@gmail.com.
We do appreciate your corrections, by the way. And if you
Yeah,
ever
totally.
forget like our email or whatever, just go to the MMOshow.com. There is a little thing, ask tell. Click that little button and you can send us any comment you want to. And you can even do it anonymously. You can click there and you just done.
But we'll find
shaking
out
your
who you are.
We don't. We will not find out who you are.
If you're sitting there shaking your head listening to this going, man, I got to help these idiots.
Yeah. We could use it a little bit.
Totally.
Yeah.
Um
And you just want to send us pearls and BDO, that's fine too. Just...
And if you want to check us out on Snapchat, check out the MMO Show.
I forgot about Snapchat.
I do a picture a day. I didn't do one yesterday though because I don't think anyone's looking, and it's getting depressing to do it every day.
Oh.
I know.
Look at our Snapchat.
I know. I try. But anyway.
But that's probably all the MMO news we got. We're just waiting. So next week.
Yeah.
Ooh, good times. Does anybody want to talk about any cheating that they've been doing?
I've been doing a little cheating.
What have you been? Oh, yeah, you have been cheating.
Why don't you guys talk about your cheating?
You've been cheating
first?
on multiple things. I'll just say real quick, my MMO cheat, pretty much the only game that I've been playing while waiting on Black Desert to launch has been Fire Emblem Fates on the 3DS.
You like that?
I do like that.
You like that?
I like that.
That's good.
That was like the first game in a long time, other than Black Desert, that I've pre-ordered. I actually don't pre-order games very often.
He's really cheap.
I'm cheap, and I've learned my
Smart.
lesson
I'm sorry.
Ever since the game Brink came out, I pre-ordered that and like got it day one.
Dude, I told you.
That was a turd. So
ask me.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
You know about first person shooters.
I didn't buy it.
I know you did. That's a good point. That's a very good point. But no,
on the Brink.
Fire Emblem seemed like a pretty sure thing, and so far I'm really digging it. So if you like the turn-based strategy games in a kind of anime setting, go get that. Or go get Awakening first and play that, and then play Birthright or Conquest, one of those two versions of the new Fire Emblem Fates. But that's it. That's all I've been playing. Brent, anything?
You know, I always go back to Smite.
That's why I asked.
Well, there's one thing I have been playing, I guess, that's different is Jetpack Fighter, which is an iOS game made by Hi-Rez, who does Smite solely to unlock a skin in Smite that you get, which I thought you just had to download the game and like play it, but I never could get the skin, and I'm like, I don't know why it's not showing up, and so I had to read.
Actually have
damn
to
it,
do something.
Yeah, so you got to get to the 48th like level, which isn't that
Oh.
bad, but it's more than just opening the game. So that's what I've been doing.
Is
How
that
about you,
like
Shannon?
level 47? Do they have to make you pay for something?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
think you know, it's one of those things where you get energy back at a certain rate, so you can't just do them all in the same day, probably.
Oh, gotcha.
But I'm usually like I just usually do a couple of them, and then by the time I get back to it, I'm ready to go again. So it hasn't been a big deal. But I'm only on like level, I don't know, under 20.
Gotcha. Shannon is gone.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sick. I have a sick kid and a sick husband, so there was some conversation.
No problem.
What did I miss? So catch me up. What are you asking me about? I'm
We're
so
on
sorry.
to you. What have you been cheating
About-
on?
I've been doing kind of a lot. I started a new podcast.
What?
And-
Cheater.
No.
Just we weren't good enough.
No.
I
Good
can
enough for-
barely do this one.
I can barely do this one. I don't know what I'm thinking. I play Minecraft. It's a survival multiplayer server, vanilla, and that's what I like, and they kind of do these ultra hardcore modes segments, and which I like. But they'll do the most amazing builds, and I'm not one to do those builds, but for whatever reason, they let me in there. My dirt huts, but they're starting a season 2 where they're gonna put us all on. They're gonna take everyone on the server and put them on different teams, and they're gonna spread the teams out and do a total server reset with 1.9, which is coming out on the 29th, which is launching with BDO. God dang. I'm just like, but you have to then race with your team to get all of the necessary items in your spawn town to get to the end first. And there is griefing. No one can attack people within their towns, but when you're outside of town gathering your resources, you can kill people and then take all their crap and harvest it all and bring it back to your town. So oh my god. So it sounds like so much fun, and I'm like really excited about it because this 1.9, for people who don't follow Minecraft, it's the combat type of upgrade or expansion. I don't know what they're calling it. Patch, yeah, whatever. So there's shields now, and the whole thing where you used to just kind of like hit one button and you'd hit your sword. Like, no, it's all different now. It's all like combat oriented, and I'm really excited about it. And it's going to be so much fun. But anyway, so the people I play with, I've been on their server now for almost a year. And so we're kind of talking about like, well, what other ways can we kind of be social and kind of keep people updated with the server? Because, you play on a server, but then you kind of fall off and blah. You never hear about it again. So how do we keep people updated? And no one reads newsletters. No one reads like email things. So it's like, well, I kind of brought up like, well... And Steve, we kind of got this started by doing a guild podcast. It was silly because we're putting a whole podcast out to the world, but it's for our guild. And we're going to just kind of do that whole thing where we're talking about Minecraft, but we're also talking about our server stuff. And just, if people want to just listen to that conversation, go ahead and listen. And it's going to be kind of a fun way to update people who are there, and just, if people want to like watch, because a lot of people do videos, people on the server do videos and YouTubes and stuff. So it'll just be a really nice, fun way to keep everyone updated on what we're doing there too. So
that'd be awesome.
Cool. Yeah, I'm really excited
about
about
the first one. It sounded good. So
it sounded fun. I don't know. I hate everything I do. I hate
everything. Agree with you, Brent.
If you ever want to listen to it, if you go to crafttheory.net, that's the server for the podcast. It's adults only, 21 and up. And there's an application at the bottom. If you like us, you're probably, like Brent and Slurms don't play there, but I do. But it's kind of like the same type of people. Like, it's grown-ups who play Minecraft together. So kind of get the gist of the type of personalities you're going to run into, I guess. It's a fun time if you like Minecraft and you're grown up. That's all I got. That's what I'm doing.
No, a game I really want.
Yeah.
It's kind of Minecraft related. I've actually been tempted to pre-order, like not pre-ordered, excuse me. It's not been announced that they're going to even release it over here yet, but I've been tempted to import it. Dragon Quest Builders.
I have the things you're saying now. I don't know what you're saying.
You should look up Dragon. You should look up Dragon Quest.
Oh no, okay.
Homework for you.
We have listeners that don't know what you're talking about. So why don't you fill me in on what that is?
There's a long-standing game series called Dragon Quest that's been around since the NES days, I think, at least.
Okay.
And
I was playing Oregon Trail, but go ahead.
Huh?
I was probably playing Oregon Trail.
You might have been. But it's evolved into it's a Japanese RPG. Well, they've had like offshoots here and there of different kinds of Dragon Quest games. Like there was one more recently that was more of just a high action like combat game. It wasn't very much RPG. Well, this is another offshoot of it. They called Builders, and it's set in the same kind of universe. There's a lot of the same monsters and such, but it's kind of I think it's isometric, but it's kind of like third person. Imagine like third person Minecraft. But it looks fucking great. It just looks really pretty. I don't know too much about the game because most of the details that are out there are in Japanese because that's the only place that it's released right now that I'm aware of. But that's why I've been very, very tempted to pre-order it, or not pre-order. I keep saying pre-order, import it. You can pick it up on the PS4 or Vita. I think is the only two systems that it's released on right now. But they do some like neat things with it. Like there are what seems to be like blueprints. So like if you want to make this specific type of building, you can pull out a certain blueprint and it'll throw it down to the ground and it'll tell you what kind of blocks to put where, and then it'll create. You will have created this building. There's other NPCs in the game, like there would be like in an RPG. That they will, I guess, give you quests and you have to go out to the world and actually perform a quest. So it's like Minecraft, but they added more video game to it.
Gotcha.
So it looks really, really cute. And they do some stuff with that I actually kind of liked that you can't do with Minecraft, because like in Minecraft, the way you lay blocks is very specific to it, but they, like in Dragon Quest Builders, you actually have like an invisible box in front of your character when you're laying bricks that I think you have to at least be diagonally connected to something else, but like if you're creating steps, you can like, it'll show you where the thing is going to go and you can keep adding diagonally. It doesn't have to be up against the face of a brick. So like you can do some different stuff with that. So it's neat. If at all interested in looking at what that is, at least go just do a Google search for Dragon Quest Builders. So that's neat.
Sounds like a Saturday morning cartoon.
It does.
Yeah.
It really
It kind
does.
of looks like one, actually. If you go look at it, it's pretty cool. But that's all I got.
Builders.
Brent, you've been cheating. Here's some
Yeah, I already
stuff.
talked about it. You were busy.
I was busy. I'm sorry.
It wasn't interesting or anything, so don't worry about it. No biggie big. One thing I did notice on BDO though is they sent out emails about downloading the new thing, but if you already have the one from the
closed beta
thing,
test. Yeah. The big thing with the thing you don't have to do with the thing.
So just patch.
Good news, everybody. Sorry.
I might be downloading it.
What, already?
No.
What, did you get rid of it? Did you get rid of the other one?
I didn't, but I've been considering.
That's dumb.
I've been considering putting it on my solid state drive to see if maybe it runs a little bit better. It runs fine anyways, but I'm considering putting it on the solid state.
I just download stuff to my computer. Is that wrong?
No, you don't have a solid state drive, though, do you?
No, I don't.
That's what I'm doing tomorrow, is installing which I didn't even know you can do this until I found it, a PCIe card that you can connect an SSD drive to and boot off that.
Yeah.
So I found a tutorial how to clone your current machine over to that. So I'm going to try that tomorrow.
Yeah, cool. That'd be neat. But my thing is that in order for me to do that, I need to free up some space. And so I'm torn at this position of uninstalling Guild Wars 2.
Oh,
yeah.
That's severe.
Right?
Is it?
For him.
Yeah.
When's the next holiday event? Do they do something for,
they do one all the time. Brent, is this like uninstalling EverQuest for you?
Yeah.
What?
Maybe WoW.
Really?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm more like you, I guess, Shannon. I just leave the shit there.
I just leave it there all the time. I still have WildStar on my heart.
Yeah,
and not that's funny that I wouldn't play WildStar. Like, I actually like WildStar. I think it's a great game. It's just the funny part is I haven't logged into it in a bajillion years, but it's still there because it's one of my things. If I think it's a good game, I leave it there. Even if I'm not playing it, I'll leave it there.
And you're afraid of what the computer might do if you try to uninstall a game?
No, really, it's one of those things. Like, never fails with me. As soon as I install a game, the next week is when I want to play it. Yep.
Yeah.
That's me. So I just leave it. If I think it's a good game, I leave it. If I have the space, because I'm gonna play
I think Guild Wars 2 is a good game, but it's just I
can't believe
everything. I know, but everything in it just seems like a job now.
It
seems like a huge
I
task.
can't even think of uninstalling Guild Wars 2.
I know, but I can reinstall it.
I mean, I know, but it just seems, that there's that emotional thing of
I know,
like,
and that's why I still haven't. I haven't played
pulling
it
that
in
trigger.
how long now?
Yeah.
In a couple months, probably.
Yeah.
I've had 0 pull, and it's still a great game, but it's just I look at, I don't
Mm.
know.
Have you deleted
Thinking
all
about
the podcast video files yet?
what's
Maybe
that?
all the like podcast video files, or like delete those, give you some room.
Yeah. He doesn't, I don't think he really, I think it's me. I think I
That's
have
her.
those.
Oh,
I have all that on my stupid computer.
stupid computer.
Apparently, I've been saving these files into Hive quality.
Oh,
Yeah, because
really?
they're about 2 gigs each. So,
I
yeah.
don't know if that's a lot though.
Well, when I have 28 of them, 29 of them
Oh no,
now.
that's a lot of space. Taken.
Yeah,
I
like,
don't think that's too high a quality though.
oh, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I probably don't need to save a backup copy once I upload them to YouTube.
Once you get it on YouTube, just
I
delete
could
that shit.
probably delete them from my PC. Like, is there any like reason why I shouldn't delete them?
No,
No.
There's no ownership problem, right?
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
your
you're not
channel.
going to go back and like the only thing I could say is if you were going to go back and take them all and like find
Make
the
a
best bits to do like a
compilation.
holiday special show or something.
Oh, wouldn't that
Or
be a
if you were to-
biggest pain in the butthole?
Or if you're going to rehost them somewhere else. That's the only reason that you would do it, is if you're going to rehost them elsewhere.
Yeah.
No.
And you can now. I mean, from YouTube,
You can
like,
download from
download
YouTube.
them from
Yeah,
that and
That's
just
true.
2 at a time.
But
You
doesn't
kind
it
of always
compress it, and
could,
it
but
makes
it
it
would be
worse, and-
garbage. Yeah. It wouldn't be as good a quality, probably. But I mean, we're talking about a show that is webcam oriented.
Right.
It's
Yeah. This is not
and
a big
I'm
deal.
on it, so it's not like
You're
any
so
higher
pretty.
quality is going to make it any better.
Wait, where are you? You're over here. We are so pretty.
We're
But-
super pretty. Hey, I was in some videos this week. My company, I have an acting part.
I wanted to
Do
ask you.
you?
This is kind of what I was trying to get back with the cheating thing, and I asked you, and you said I already answered it. But I'm like, but there was more, and so I kind of just thought maybe you didn't want to cover it. But I was trying to get into this stuff where you did an acting gig, sir, and I was
Yeah.
kind of interested in that, but I didn't know if you wanted to cover it in the show. So
Yeah, I mean, it's it's well, there are no small parts, just huge actors. But yeah, no, it's gonna be
Hugh
some like a
Jackman was in
little.
it?
Yeah, isn't that cool?
that is cool.
No, he's not in it. It's in huge actors.
Oh,
But yeah, it's just
He's making fun
like
of
3
himself.
little mini, almost like commercial, but I don't know.
What's it
Look it
for?
up soon.
What is this thing? Come on.
It's for like I contract and do web dev stuff for a company called Digium, and I don't know if you've heard of a software thing called Asterisk, but it's kind of like a way for people to set up their own like VoIP network. So you can download it for free, and Digium basically makes stuff more for like businesses to use, schools and universities and companies who want to not pay, the phone company but kind of roll their own system. And but anyway, so they were doing some kind of community outreach commercials for the Asterisk side, and asked me to do some acting lines.
How do you think you
It's like-
did?
Do what?
How do you think you did?
Oh, I think I'm a horrible actor.
Okay, well, did
I think it'll be fine.
Did you have fun?
Hugh Jackman wasn't in it. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. So we'll see in I guess a few weeks how it turns out. Be on the internet. I'll tweet it out and stuff.
That'd be cool. I saw that and I retweeted it, but yeah, like then you didn't update, so I was like, "What happened there? I don't know what's going on." So that's kind of cool. That's neat.
Be fun.
Yeah. You're kind of lost in your own little thoughts there.
Oh no, I was just waiting for someone else to talk.
Okay. That's
I'm not doing any videos for my work. It'll just be, anybody want to buy this empty building?
That's so sad.
Oh,
I Yeah.
I need a job. Anyways, I think that's it for the show.
On that note, awesome.
Get the fuck out of here. Said like a
Fuck it.
pro.
Put shit to bed. Let's log off.
Show is in the can. Thanks for listening to the MMO Show. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to email.themmoshow@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and various other social media at The MMO Show, and visit our website at themmmoshow.com. I don't know if I'm into this anymore.
Let's just cancel it.
Yeah.
This podcast is part of the Game and Entertainment Network. Visit tgenetwork.net to find the latest episodes from all our shows.